I think there's one key question that everybody will have to face, there is uncertainties. The Brexit has resulted in the change of leaders in the Conservative parties, and they are different cabinet and they have different agenda, I suppose. The separation from Europe will have big impact on the economy of Europe and the world. The new president-elect coming into play, I hope he would not govern as a campaign. If he governs as a campaign, I think we may have a lot of upsets in the world economy. He is a businessman. I imagine he will be pragmatic and he will negotiate things to have success. But the big question is uncertainty, because there are also uncertainty in Western Europe. France, Germany, Spain, Italy are all having a new change of government if they go for election. In Asia, you have a new president in Philippines. Korea, you have possibly an impeachment of the president. And in Thailand, you have a new king. In Malaysia, they're going for election next year. So there will be a total change of leadership in the geopolitical leaders of the countries. The voting of Brexit, for example, is a very divisional, it's something that divides the whole economy into two parts. It is to me anti-globalization, it's to me anti-regional, it's going back to nationalism. It's like USA is going back to Americanism rather than globalization of the economy. So I see this as negative, and I hope the issues can be addressed more squarely and more logically rather than emotionally or politically. The global economy really has only two major drivers that can reunite the economy, and that is the TPP and the Chinese-led One Belt, One Road. The TPP, as you have read, is probably going to be dead. That's a major push for economic transformation. And I think the One Belt, One Road will be a big opportunity for us. It's a challenge because you're talking about trying to do infrastructures, economic planning for 65 countries. It's very ambitious, from China to the Middle East to Europe and back to India. So the scale of things is something that maybe is not so easily comprehensible. One Belt, One Road is itself a globalization program. You're talking about China and some of the countries collaborating in helping some of these countries within the 65 countries to urbanize, to bring in infrastructure, to bring in economy. And I think it is a starting point of the whole economic value chain for these countries. And I see this as an opportunity from Singapore, not only for Surbana Jurong, because we are the front end of urbanization and industrialization and infrastructure, but also the whole value chain of the city being a modern economy. Whether it's contracting, whether it's consulting, whether it's accounting, whether it's lawyers, whether it is consumer products, they all can be following the whole trail of modernizing a city. There's only one word that I always recall from the late Minister Mentor Lee Kuan Yew, and that is to be pragmatic. We know that there will be changes in the world. We know that the world will be very uncertain. The only way is to be resilient. But to be resilient, you've got to be very pragmatic. And to be pragmatic is not just about being practical. You are going to be practical, but you must still remain steadfast in your core values. That means find solutions that work for you, find solutions that can solve the problem, but must retain your core value, your DNA of your company or your culture.